Oh, we need to all aspire to get to Moon's level of Zen, okay? Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, KKXX Chic, and we're back with another reaction to Cobra Kai Season 5. We're now into Episode 3, which is called Playing with Fire. So the last episode, we had the very quick infiltration of Chozen into Cobra Kai. He was discovered at the end, but he did manage to get a little bit of information out of why this is such an important mission for Silver and what his plans are. He does not want to just take over the valley. He wants to expand in California and beyond. And unfortunately, he was exposed, but he did lay down a gauntlet in front of Silver, basically saying that if he comes for the LaRusso family or the Miyagi-Do practice, that there'll be consequences. He didn't exactly iterate what those were, but I think Silver got the gist. On the Miguel side of things, he unfortunately had to learn the hard way that his mother was not lying about the nature of his father. While he can be very charming and nice, he also has a pretty dark side, and thankfully Johnny was there to find him and get him out of that dangerous situation, or what was becoming a dangerous situation. But Miguel's now aware that Arabi is there, and so I definitely anticipate some tension and hijinks in that situation. And then we also had a little bit on Tori. She seems to be struggling with knowing that she didn't actually win the tournament properly, that it was all paid for by Silver, but Silver basically let her know that, you know, it doesn't matter because perception is all that matters. And if everyone believes she's the winner and she believes she's the winner, no one's going to dispute it. So it looks like for now, she's going to try to stand in that win. But I do think that Chozen's speech to her did hit a chord in there somewhere. So we'll see how it goes as the season progresses. So that's pretty much all that we had for the last episode. And I'm ready to get into episode 3. But before I do, if this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. I do reactions here to shows like these. So if you are interested in watching me do that, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I do more reactions to this show as well as many others. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate it so much if you'd show some love to that like button as well. Put some comments below. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. Same goes for you. Please join the family if you haven't already. We're on a march to 10K. We're very, very close. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into episode 3 right about now.
I told you that there were golf courses all over Okinawa, man. I Googled it. It's like one giant green island.
Seriously? Yeah,
Right.
okay.
I know when I've been hustled. You insult my honor.
Right? He'll kill you.
You can't trash talk a karate assassin. I'm so sorry, Mr. Chozen.
I love that they keep calling him that.
How'd you hit him?
This is a private
Let
club.
anyone join these days, huh?
Knowing him, he probably bought the whole damn thing.
Sensei Taguchi,
Haha.
I'm giving you the opportunity right now to stand down. No retaliation.
I'm not the one who needs to go.
I actually like this attitude on you.
I'm sure you would.
You're playing with fire, Danny boy. And I am gasoline.
Woo! Chosen's like, I'm actually crazy.
What did that giant Bond villain want?
Right?
Can I have your most expensive tequila in the cabinet?
Right?
Colada. We're not at a sand.
Dude, someone else is paying for the drink. You get the most, you get top shelf.
Breakfast is served.
That looks burned, but we'll take it.
I think he can just run away and then come back and get all the love he wants.
That's right. Yeah, there are some lessons you got to learn the hard way, unfortunately. And again, that would have been the case if Carmen had been more honest with him.
Well, this looks different.
Yeah, I made it. Oh, I forgot the orange juice. 1 second.
That might be the only edible part.
Ride home was a little quiet, though. I think things between him and Miguel are gonna take some time.
You think?
I think I need to make an apology meal for Sam, too.
Note. Oh no, Carmen's pregnant. You're kidding me. Well, I guess that means Miguel and Robbie are gonna be brothers, one way or another.
You know, I'm having some trouble with this kid from Cobra Kai.
The one that you chased down the hallway and poured milk all over?
That you bullied.
Why have you been acting so weird lately? Is this because another one of your boyfriends ran away?
You know, he said he'd call upon old friends.
Then we call old friend first.
Who?
Do you know any old friend of Silva?
Well, yeah. A little traumatic as well.
You just bought yourself.
Ah! Shot kidding, you hot little. You hot little. I hated that box cut, but man, you fine.
Mike fucking Barnes.
Woo! Daniel's son. Language.
I felt sick a lot lately. I thought it was the stress, but Johnny, I'm a couple days late.
Mm-hmm.
For
He has
what?
no idea what that means. Yep.
I think I might be pregnant.
What?
Who's the father?
Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. We're getting ahead of ourselves. I haven't even taken a test.
Feel
yet.
like it's pretty certain.
I mean, you pee on a stick.
Yes,
That's
you
still
don't
how
need
they
to.
do this, right?
I mean, if that comes out positive for you, it's probably not a good thing.
I'll pull the van around.
Maybe I should drive.
I think so. I don't think he's ready. Yeah, it's definitely happening.
Well, I mean, yeah, you spent how many hours in a car with Robbie?
Yeah, I've never seen you around him for more than 2 minutes without a John Wick style fight breaking out.
Yeah, for.
John Wick, they wish.
I mean, she's right. We should talk. The last time we spoke, we had a huge fight.
Yeah, but we should talk is code for I want to break up.
What it is?
Can you not put words in Sam's mouth? This is why men should never be allowed to talk about women together.
So much I want to say. Maybe I should just lay it all out.
Nope. No, less is more.
You can't be listening to this
Yeah,
girl.
It's better to have these conversations in person.
I agree.
Should I add a smiley face or something?
No.
Definitely.
These two are such diametric opposites because Moon will never be mean to anyone, and I can't remember the other chick's name, but she will be mean to everyone.
Not okay. You need to do something to turn this around stat.
What do I do?
Talk to her. They're young, but like, yeah, advice 101, men out there, just talk. If we say we need to talk, talk, and actually talk and listen. You know, not just, hear words. You actually need to have like a conversation. That's all that means. The shoes are shining. Pants are pantsing. How you doing? Oh, you look good, Sean.
That
Looks
guy
to be
tried to kill
deceiving.
me once. You don't forget or forgive something like that.
Maybe you should, Daniel. It was 30 years ago.
Except you. You and I, we're good.
Chosen, always one step away from the ultimate consequences. Barnes probably doesn't even think about you anymore.
What's he got there? Some sort of handsaw?
It's a power tool.
That one, good for cutting bone.
And you know this how? Chosen, we need to talk. You fine, son, but we need to talk.
Don't worry. I'm gonna do exactly what Mr. Miyagi would do.
And what is that?
Not be there.
Avoid the fight.
Yeah, which means you shouldn't get out of the car. Okay.
Hi. Morning after filler pregnancy test.
Damn.
There's no way these were purchased at a real pharmacy.
It doesn't matter. I want my money back.
Carmen, that's on you, girl. You are a medical professional and you let... Okay.
I don't want to be that guy again.
I understand. Miguel was a surprise too, and I was scared, but now we have each other, right?
I think you handled it exponentially better than he did, though, Carmen, but... Why do men do that? Just because that dad is struggling does not mean you will.
Look, I'll take the test later.
Okay.
Maybe in the meantime, you can figure out how not to be that guy again.
It's just so funny. Sometimes kids are absolute angels as babies. They're not all nightmares. And even then, that baby just might be having a bad day. Come on now.
You gotta find yourself. Figure out who you really are. They also do.
Spa day is definitely my definition of recentering time. Especially if it's not on my dime. Ooh, sensory deprivation tank.
Is a self-actualization pod. So like a sensory deprivation tank.
Yes.
The only thing you're gonna find in this pod is yourself.
Yep,
also
and that's
scary.
exactly what she's scared of.
Maybe Sam is okay and you guys are just reading too much into it.
Yeah, maybe you should just talk to her.
How much is that?
The octopus?
Of course.
Actually, it's been reduced.
Reduced.
To your college tuition.
Do you maybe have one with fewer tentacles?
That's great negotiation, actually. I give you props for that one, Eli. See, if I were Miguel, I'd be like, so, Dad, you owe me about 17 years of child support. If you could just send through about 500, that'd be great.
Now, for me to do my very best, I'm gonna need 50%. You owe me that much after what
He's
happened
clearly in the building business.
Listen to me, you son of a bitch. I'm
Kids?
not gonna have you or your ponytail pimp lay one finger on any of our kids. You hear me, you sick bastard?
Oh my
Come on,
God, if you
I'm
just
on
lost him a
goddamn-
multi-thousand-dollar deal.
Sorry, who was this?
Is everything okay, Mr. Barnes? I heard yelling.
Yes, everything's fine. Thank you, Phil.
Wow, Daniel. Wow.
Promise I will have the Japanese cedar chairs done by the time the school opens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm gonna send over a couple of my
Yeah.
guys.
Did you look around? Did you have any self-awareness there, Dan?
40% commission.
Yeah. Thanks, Daniel. You owe him 10%.
What's going on here?
You have a nerve. You come in my house and you're asking what's going on. Where is he finding these 500-year-old sites? This is what I want to know. Is this guy literally using like Opera right now? Is he using Netscape? How?
Just like that,
Oh, shit.
you'll be ready when the real.
Wasted a perfectly terrible beer.
So make sure your space is baby friendly.
I'm wondering how Robbie's gonna take this though, because new babies are usually a triggering point for kids who felt like they didn't get the best out of their parents.
They're hazards.
You need to throw the whole apartment away, Johnny. The whole apartment. Now Carmen can't come over for at least, what, 6 weeks?
Wait till the baby arrives.
You'll be fine, Johnny. This is gonna be harder though, because you're actually gonna have to be, you know, there.
Look, man, I'm so sorry for the things that I said back in the day, the things that I did.
Really?
Thought maybe it was just best to leave the past where it is.
It's a good idea.
Really?
I run it with my wife. It's actually her dad's place. It was her dad's place.
Who's your dad?
And, hey, what about you? Huh? I've seen your commercials, you know, chopping down prices.
He's like, he flinched. Ooh, where did we go, Sam? Where did you go, my lovely?
What are you doing here?
Oh, what are you doing here? This is my subconscious.
You're LaRusso 2.0.
Ugh. Identity crisis.
You're one of the girls.
My girlfriend Sam, why can't you just be more
You know, you can be all of those things, Sam. You're not required to be one thing. You're not required to be in one box. Ooh. Not Dark Sam. Apocalypse Sam. But it's true. Biggest battle any of us ever have is the battle we have with ourselves. White and black, yin and yang, dark and good. Will you let the darkness win, Sam?
I was a drop of dew glistening in the moonlight.
Oh, we need to all
okay?
aspire to get to Moon's level of Zen, okay?
Look, I came here because I thought he might be recruiting you again.
Maybe.
Is there anything you could tell me that might bring this guy down?
I mean, he did say
I need
pass the
something.
I haven't even seen him in years.
How many years?
Look at
You, man, you're looking good there.
The left side, like
I see how it is.
Kind of want to see it. Oh God, Joseph!
They show no mercy. We show them no mercy.
No, you don't know.
Chosen! Dude! That's right, let him know. They're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, this guy's with you?
What the hell,
Looks
Daniel?
bad.
If this is misunderstanding, you better call ambulance.
Joseph. This man is costing you a lot of money, Daniel. That's a lot of lawsuits. I can't even be mad at Chosen though because I love him.
Have a seat. Okay.
Maybe not in the pesticide. Okay.
I think Sam and I are having some issues.
Have you talked to Sam?
I've been talking to Hawk and Dimitri about it, but
Exactly.
honestly, I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to say.
Just the truth. That helps.
How about the truth?
Johnny! Woo! Proud of you.
Be honest with her.
Exactly.
See where it goes from there.
Oh, Johnny. Best advice you've given.
Actually, some really good advice.
He's like, I'm in shock too. Maybe you should inhale more paint thinner.
He made you sign a contract?
I made them put it in writing. The guy did promise me 50% of Cobra Kai.
Oh, wow.
Comfy.
How much?
Well, it's normally $1,200, but what the hell? For you, $2,000.
Right? My knee. You stepped on my knee and you terrorized my employees. $500 increase is a minimum. He bought it. I think it's the least he can do.
Very expensive.
Where are you gonna, how are you, that's a car. That is a sedan.
Even all the way back to prom.
Miguel, you don't need to explain.
He kind of does. Because we'll make assumptions otherwise.
I was only thinking about myself.
Yeah, you're teenagers. You're supposed to.
I really respect you for taking the time that you needed to find yourself.
Nice.
Now, I need that time too.
Fair. Good girl.
It's affected all the relationships in my life, with my family, with my friends, with you.
And Robbie.
I need a little break to figure out who I am outside of all that.
Yes, girl. You have been on one guy or another for like the last 3 seasons.
A break from me?
I'm not okay right now. And I don't think I will be until I figure this out for myself. But it doesn't mean that we can't still be friends.
Just not a boyfriend, girlfriend.
Not now. She didn't say not ever.
I want what's best for you always. You know that.
That's good. That's good, Miguel. I know you don't want it either, but if you really love her, you'll understand. At least she was honest with you. I know. It's so hard. Teenage drama. You'll be all right. Oh, you got the necklace. You could still give it to her, you know? But I understand. Maybe not the right time. That was dramatic for no reason.
What's going on?
Right?
I mean, I can't promise I won't screw up from time to time, you know.
No parent can
I
ever
can't
promise
promise
that,
I
Johnny,
won't.
but being there is 90% of the work, honestly.
We're having a baby.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. Because if it wasn't, then I'd be like, serious medical issue, which would be not good.
Start the day off right.
Uh-oh.
Hi, I'm calling in regard to a former client of yours, Terry Silver. This is very urgent.
Mm-hmm.
I warned you.
I think you forgot that Terry literally terrorizes people.
First, I'm going to deal with my old friend.
Oh, deal how?
And then I'll deal with you.
Oh. Does it involve you being topless? Oh, right. This is not the same for Dan. No,
I
never.
told you not to play with fire.
I can take the heat. She thirsty. Why do you look so scared already, Daniel? He ain't even done nothing yet. Silver, you bastard. But also by extension, Daniel. Ugh, see, this is a hard one, guys. This is a hard one for me. All right, guys, that was episode 3 of Cobra Kai, which was called Playing with Fire. And we got literal in the end, y'all. We got meta. This was a bit difficult for me in the sense of this fire. I mean, definitely 1,000% Silver's fault, which I think we all know it's probably him who did this. But all that aside, there was a few things involved, like Daniel going and approaching Mike, like the way that he just literally, followed him for half a day and then decided, oh yeah, he's probably still the same person. Like, what? Like, maybe spend some time. It's like Daniel, that's one of the things I think is an interesting character flaw about Daniel in this series, is that this whole thing with Cobra Kai keeps bringing him back to his 18-year-old self and just forgetting that so much time has gone by. Like, he just kind of forgets that, dude, it's, you know, how it's been 30 years for you. It's been 30 years for Mike Barnes as well. You really think he just sat around, just like hovering around Terry Silver's space, like trying to get back at him? Like most people, especially if you look at the way that Mike was, it looks like he lives in a nice upper middle class neighborhood, drives a nice car, owns his own bit. Like, if you'd taken 2 minutes to look at his life, you'd realize he probably does not have anything to do with Silver anymore. He moved on because it's been 30 years for him too, right? So it's like, it's just like to go and kind of bring him back into your world, into your mess that you've chosen to get involved in, because that's the whole thing that I think is an interesting theme that they've kind of just lightly brought up in this episode. They brought it up in the last episode as well, around the fact that Daniel's involvement with this, Daniel's continuing to go after Cobra Kai and do all this, is very much a choice. He's choosing to keep this in his world because he doesn't need to, right? Even if he didn't want to keep Miyagi-Do as a dojo open anymore, like, he could just rebrand, right? He could call it something else and still teach karate. That's really what he really wanted to do. He is still a very successful multi-chain car dealership owner. Like, he's got another form of income. He does not need to. Or he could open up Miyagi-Do in another state or another city even, right? Like, if you really want to get down to it, like, these are not battles that Daniel has to fight. He's choosing to fight them. He's choosing to stay involved in this world. And again, this all comes back to, I've said this over the seasons, that Daniel still has a lot that he hasn't resolved around Cobra Kai, and not even just Cobra Kai, but the the hurt and the trauma that the bullying did to him all those years ago, he still isn't over it. And that's why he can't let go of this, because he should be able to, right? We heard in episode 1 where his wife is like, hello, like, you had the tournament. We said the tournament was going to be the end of it. You know, Kreese is in jail. Like, all these things have happened. And yet you're still here digging. You're still here picking at the wound. Why? And it's because the wound isn't healed, right? Like, it's still in there. And Daniel still has to realize that that's what he needs to deal with. That's what he needs to come to terms with. It has nothing to do with Silver or Cobra Kai. As I mentioned in the last episode, if there's anybody who will take Silver down, it is Silver. Silver is a mess. He is a hot mess. We saw that last season. This veneer of him looking like he's got it all together is going to fall apart like it always does. All Daniel will have to do is stand back and let it happen. I understand that he's worried about the kids and the lessons that they're getting, but the reality is in the world, kids are going to be influenced or exposed to terrible influences all the time. You can't control all of that. All you can do is do the best of what you have control over. In his case, he's taught his kids the best way that he can. There's not much else he can do. He can still, like I said, he could have opened a dojo in another place and continue to put out the messages of Miyagi-Do and the kind of karate that he grew up with if he really wanted to. But instead, he's still here trying to take down this man who's quite literally a psychopath. And Daniel knows this. He already knows that Terry is crazy and he's still picking this fight. So anyways, bringing Mike into it. But like I said, it's kind of a tough situation because Mike did kind of choose to get involved by helping Daniel, by giving him the lawyer's name, I suppose. Like, I don't blame him, by the way. This is not a blame thing. I'm just saying, like, Mike could have simply said, we're not in each other's lives right now and I want to keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have made that decision, but I get it. Like, he's probably thinking, I want to help this guy out. I want to help out Daniel out of this guilt that I feel over what I did to him years ago. But it's like, there still was a choice. And then I can't even talk about Chosen. Chosen is just comic relief this season. Clearly a little trigger happy though. Daniel needs to have a little seat with him. Like, because when you look at it, looking at him this episode, I'd almost say that he's more Cobra Kai than he is Miyagi-Do at the moment, because he is so aggressive. Like, Daniel needs to have a talk with him, because him and Chosen working together is not going to continue to work if he keeps jumping the gun like this. But anyways, you know, they're kind of throwing a lot of comedic relief on top of it with him, you know, buying the couch in the end and stuff like that. But truthfully, he assaulted a bunch of innocent people, including Mike, for no reason at all. So with Silver going as far as destroying Mike's business, like, that is just a very low blow. I mean, this is way more than just Mike. Like, obviously, like you said, he's a co-owner with his wife. I keep wondering, like, the fact that he mentioned his wife and his wife's father. Apparently it's not Silver. I don't think he would have tried to help Daniel if that was the case, but it does make me wonder why she was brought up or why the father was brought up. Maybe that'll come up later on. But anyhow, Mike's got stakes now. He's now got an invested reason to get involved in this beef, and it looks like he's going to be Team Daniel, which will be interesting. I'm not against the idea of Daniel and him working together. I'm wondering if he's going to meet Johnny. That could be an interesting experience as well. But I think from what we've seen, Mike seems a lot more chill than Johnny, and definitely a lot more emotionally mature than Johnny is. So it should be an interesting situation there. Speaking of Johnny, we might as well dovetail into that. Yeah, I knew straight off from the beginning of the episode and Carmen's reaction, I'm like, okay, they're going to make Carmen pregnant. I guess this is their writer's way of figuring out how are we going to bridge this gap between Miguel and Robbie. These two have never really liked each other. They've got some pretty deep beef because of the situation that happened to Miguel. What would give a big enough reason for them to both have to get over it, especially as teenagers? Let's make them inadvertent brothers, right? Like, technically, obviously, they're not brothers, but sharing a sibling is definitely going to change their dynamic, as both of them have shown that they're not the kind of person that would turn their back on a half sibling. However, I do think that for Robbie, this could be a very interesting situation. Like, I think Miguel is going to be happy overall because he loves Johnny, he loves his mom, they have a good relationship. But for Robbie, depending on how things go, as I said, it could bring up a lot of old wounds for him, because, you know, his dad literally just picked up and left and basically was the worst father ever when he was born. And now seeing him redoing his entire apartment and ready to just like jump right into full-on daddy mode with this new baby could definitely bring up a little old trauma for Robbie. But hopefully it's something that Johnny will be open enough to understand and navigate with Robbie if it comes up. Who knows, maybe Robbie will be at a point where he's kind of like, okay, yeah, dad's different now, so he's responding differently. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of drama there, and I just hope that Johnny is going to be able to help Robbie navigate through that. Speaking of things being navigated through, Sam, her little spin in the sensory deprivation tank, I'm going to call it that because that's what I know it as. I've heard really interesting things about it. I want to try it one day because I do think it's an interesting idea to not have anything else invading your subconscious and just you having to sit with your thoughts. I've heard some people have really liked it. Other people have said it's been very scary because you are faced with whatever's going on in your head. For Sam, I think she finally is starting to see that she's got a lot to work out. It's not just the tournament. That's kind of the cover for what she's she's going through right now, but she's clearly got an identity crisis around, is she LaRusso 2.0 or is she her own person? Is it okay for her to break away from her father's expectations of her despite being so close to him and do what she wants to do? Is she a girlfriend or does she want to be more than that? Is she about karate or is she not so much about karate? Is she the girl who wants to be popular and the cheerleader and the girl's girl, or is she walking a different path? And then it's interesting that they used Tori's voice to show Dark Sam. And I like that they did that because Tori is definitely in Sam's subconscious to a degree. Like, she definitely is fixating on Tori a lot. But really, in the end, as I mentioned in the episode, everyone's deepest enemy is always themselves. Like, this is who you always have to fight. This is what you usually have to get into a battle with. And for Sam, she's got a dark side. She's got some things going on there that aren't so great. And she's kind of trying to ignore them. And that does not work for long. And so that whole battle of, I mean, that's all of us, right? We're always fighting with the good and the bad and the dark and the light inside of us. And sometimes one side wins and sometimes the other gets a little bit of leeway. But in the end, it comes down to who we continue to foster, right? But either way, Sam's got a lot she needs to deal with. She's had a lot going on. And she hasn't really taken a break since season 1 as far as dealing with all of it. So I really do appreciate that she told Miguel that, like, I really do care about you. And I realize this is not all your fault or all my fault, but we both have a lot we've been dealing with. And I have a lot I still need to deal with. And I don't think I can do that and keep up being with your girlfriend and doing all of these other things. Like, I just need to be on my own and figure out who I am without, the expectations of a relationship. And I think that's a great, great example and a great message for other young people out there, not even just young people, any age really, that it's okay to put the pause button on certain aspects of your life while you figure out your own stuff. But I think Miguel handled it really well, and I'm thankful that he didn't get in his feelings about it, even though I think that was kind of where he started to go. I was a little worried, but thankfully he pulled it back and was like, okay, all right, like I don't really understand it, but I care about you. And if you say you need this, this is what I'm going to do for you. So that's just a great message. And that's what everyone in this world should do if they ever feel like they're overwhelmed or like there's just a situation where they need to take a step back. That's exactly what you should do. And I think I said this last season or the season before that Sam has been in back-to-back relationships since season 1. Even Daniel brought it up and she kind of got upset, but I was like, it's a valid point though. Like, she didn't even process her breakup with Miguel before she was into something with Robbie, and then Robbie went to jail, and then she got back with Miguel, and it's just like, even with her romantic feelings, she needs to take a minute and just let them rest and just kind of settle so she can really know where she's at. I do think it's always been Miguel, by the way, but she still does have some things around Robbie that she still has to resolve as well. So anyway, point being, I'm glad that she recognized that she needs this time and she's going to take it for herself. And, I feel like, her and Miguel are definitely endgame at this point as far as the show goes, because they do have that deep connection, and I'd be really surprised if she doesn't end up back with him at some point. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we had in the episode. It was quite a bit when you think about it, a new baby and Daniel being back in the thick of everything, but it was a lot of fun to watch and I enjoyed watching it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and we will see you in the next video.